Alright, let's face this east. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostle GMS, who were well. Salute you brothers pushing this word. And truth and sincerity, strength, power, Yahawashi. And shalom to you brothers and sisters growing in trust, spirit, and power, Yahawashi. Shalom you too, right? I'm out here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked, destructive kingdom known as Babylon the Great, Sodom and Gomorrah, Egypt, Rome, all those ancient empires, bottom one, controlled by Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, devil, that the Bible speaks of. I'm out here to guide the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Those are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the King James Bible. And only the elect of the nation of Israel is going to come back and repent and serve Yahawashi in truth and sincerity, right? And I'm going to start off in, let's see, I'm going to start off in Galatians, see what I can get out of Galatians. Now, I'm going to start off in Galatians, right? Let's go to Galatians. See what we can get. This is Galatians. This is Galatians chapter 6. Let me see. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. Let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So, the reason why I wanted to read that is don't get weary concerning following and doing the will of Yahawashi, because coming back to your nationality, you're going to face opposition, right? Following the word of Yahawashi, you're going to face opposition, right? So don't get weary following and embracing your nationality and following Yahawashi, because you're going to receive a reward. Matter of fact, let's look up the word weary right there. Let me go to the blue letter, right? See what we can get out of there. Blue letter Bible, blue letter Bible, and we're gonna look up the word weary there. What was I in Galatians chapter? What is it? Galatians chapter 6. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. Right? So we looking up the word weary right there. And it said, alright. Let's see what the let me turn the volume up on this. Let's see what the blue letters say. How to say it in the Greek. Right? And the first entry is 1573, right? Greek 1573. That's a strong report, right? Number. And it says to be utterly spiritless, to be wearied out, exhausted. So here it is in the spirit of power Yahawashi. You gon' following Yahawashi, you gonna face opposition, right? And you'll go through trials, right? And persecution. Because because of your faith and coming back to your nationality and following Yahawashi. So don't get exhausted. Constantly continue in the faith, and you will receive a reward because you got the truth. You got the truth to the spirit of power Yahawashi. Whether you in a group of brothers, whether you by yourself, whether it's a brother that you're not out here teaching, to where you're just walking that narrow path because you believe in YAHAWASHI, you ain't celebrating Christmas, you ain't celebrating Thanksgiving, you ain't celebrating Easter, you ain't celebrating 4th of July, you growing your beard, people look at you like you're rough. Don't get weary, don't get exhausted, because you're going to face opposition. For you women out there that's out there by yourself and don't have a man, it's hard on you, you know. You walk in a narrow path too, but don't get exhausted and leave off, you know, what you believe in through faith, because you're going to receive a reward. To you women out there that join the men, don't get weary, you know, exhausted because of the trial that you're facing as a family. You know, don't get exhausted. Don't leave off from that foundation that YAHAWASHI set up for you being joined to that man, because it's a lot of opposition out there. You got Instagram, you got Facebook, you got YouTube, and it's a lot of confused women out there giving advice to other women, and all that advice and that judgment is destruction when it's outside of the scriptures. And their attitude is a straight up F when it comes to YAHAWASHI. They're going to fail for the women out there that giving advice contrary to them scriptures. And you follow your husband. And that advice that they got and that judgment that they're making, whether they 30 years old, you know, 40 years old, 50 years old, their attitude is an F, and they're going to straight up fail and be destroyed. Okay? So you don't follow them women. You don't get weary because you're going through situations in relationship and with the family, because that's a test that you're supposed to go through in order to make it to the kingdom, you know, concerning your family. That's a test that you got to go through with the man and your family, you women out there. So stick together and stay strong and don't get weary, you know, because you're going to receive a reward. Don't be spiritless, okay? Don't be like that. You're going to receive a reward. And that's part of it, coming back to your nationality, going through things like that. So constantly endure, like I was saying, whether it's a group, whether it's a brother by yourself, whether it's a man or woman in relationship, you know, all that, you know. Don't be spiritless and don't lose the faith concerning YAHAWASHI, you know. Don't be weary. You're going to receive a reward. So this is Galatians, because you're going to face opposition in this world, because this world is against YAHAWASHI, right? This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, right? If we faint not. We shall reap if we faint not. And that reaping basically goes into all the rewards, the kingdom of heaven, and everything that come with it, suffering and going through these persecutions, serving YAHAWASHI. You got a bright and great future concerning that reward, you know. That's what it is. So let me jump. This is Psalms chapter 37. See what we can get out of this. Psalms chapter 37. Let's see here. Psalm chapter 37, verse 7. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospers in his way, because of, I done lost my spot. Y'all bear with me for a second. This is Psalm 37 and 7. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. And fret not thyself because of him who prosperous in his way, because of the man who bringeth wickedness devices to pass. So, in other words, just because somebody prospering in their wickedness and they're getting ahead and it seems like they always doing good, that don't mean that the Heavenly Father is not going to get them. So don't be jealous of them. Don't want to be like them. You know, constantly endure, because you're going to face opposition. People in this world, they prosper in wickedness. When you follow YAHAWASHI, you're going to face persecution. You're going to face ups and downs. Okay? But on the outside looking in, the people that's achieving in wickedness, they going to get destroyed for living their way of life. That's not pleasing to YAHAWASHI. So what I want to do is look that up in the, I'm going all the way down to verse 9, but matter of fact, let me go on. It says, cease from anger and forsake wrath. You know, don't get jealous. Don't let that jealousy grow into anger to where you want to do something in anger to get ahead, to achieve what that person is achieving. Okay? It says, fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. Verse 9, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. See? So that's what you're supposed to do. What I want to do, and let's go to the blue letter, right? And I want to look up something in there. Let's go to Psalms, what was I at? Psalms. Alright, blue letter. Psalms 37. And what was I at? 7. Psalms 37 and 7. Right? So let's go down here. Let's look it up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up in Google too. Let me see something. Fret. Fret means it has a few distinct meanings depending on how you use it. We're dealing with emotions. The fret dealing with emotions. So it says, let me see. It says meaning to be constantly worried, anxious, or unhappy about something is often described as a state where a situation eats away at your peace of mind. So that's what I want, right? So when somebody is prospering in wickedness, fret not, meaning don't let that eat at your mind to where you will be angry and want to live that way because you're not living like that in prosperity and wickedness, because you got to go through the trials, you know, serving YAHAWASHI. When you look on Instagram, when you look on Facebook, you look on YouTube, people are prospering, they got riches, they got this, they got that, they taking trips and they doing all that. Look, don't let that eat away at you, because they not living toward YAHAWASHI, and you don't know what they done behind the scenes to get in that position. So if they not following YAHAWASHI and they not doing what's pleasing to them, what they gonna face? Judgment and death and destruction. So you wait patiently so you can inherit the earth in the kingdom of heaven. You see, that's what you do, you know? So what I want to do is look that up. Where I looked at that. That comes from regular Google. What I just read. So I'm going into the Hebrew, right?
Strong's H 2734.
All right, my man. All right. Is Hadarah, right? And then Strong's H, meaning Strong's Hebrew 2734, it says to be hot, furious, burn, become angry, be kindled. Okay? To be burned, be kindled, angry. To be angry with being, that's all I wanted out of that, right? It's basically an emotion to where you will become angry. You know, it'll eat away at you, right? So that's all I wanted. So let's go back. Hold on, let me go to the, let me read this again where I was at. This is Psalm 37:7. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of whose prosperous in his way, because of men who bring up wickedness devices to pass. So if he prospering, right, in his way, right, you don't know what that man or woman did behind the scene to get those materialistic things. They could have done something completely wicked behind the scenes to get that, and then they showing you that they live in a lavish lifestyle, but behind the scenes they straight up doing wickedness. So you don't fret, let that anger you, or let your emotions eat away at you. Like how I'm living towards the Lord is not the way to be. I got to get this money, I got to get this materialistic stuff, and ever since I've been following in the path of the Lord, and ever since I embraced that I'm an Israelite, I've been catching hell. And if I leave that, then I can prosper in this wicked world, and that's wicked. So you don't live like that. So don't be angry, don't be jealous, don't be unhappy. Don't let that eat away at you, because the people in the world doing wickedness, prospering, don't let that eat away at you, right? This is because you're going to receive a reward if you faint not, okay? Don't be worn out and spiritless, okay? This is Psalms 37:7. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Faint not thyself because of him who prospers in his way, because of man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Verse 8, cease from anger, forsake wrath, faint not thyself in any wise to do evil. Because people would see that and they would want to forsake the Lord, right? Because of the goodies people got in the world, and they would do things to get it, and that's evil, right? Contrary to the Lord. They would do things contrary to the Lord, and that would be evil. So you don't do that, right? You wait upon the Lord and be patient and suffer and go through it, and he's going to give you a reward. He's going to take care of you. Verse 9, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord shall inherit the earth. That's the kingdom, right? Ooh, I got to read verse 10. I ain't see that one. It said, this verse 10, for yet a little while the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. So, starting with the so-called white man, which is the straight up, which is the wicked of the earth, and our people mimic his way of life to get certain things, right? To get the goodies, to get materialistic things. So, it's going to come to the point to where Esau, Edom kingdom is not going to be. Living in wickedness is not going to be. So, you got to wait patiently on the Lord, and you're going to reap a reward, which is you're going to inherit the earth and rule forever, right? You Negro Latinos and Native Americans, that goes for men and women. And women going to be up under their husband, and they going to be partakers of all those benefits while their husband is ruling the earth in the power of the Lord and brightness. And their whole family gonna be great. Right? And unstoppable. You see? Prospering in everything you put your hand to. So we gotta wait, right? We gotta wait on the Lord. Right? So let's jump to Hebrews